Hello and welcome into Sorare with Laird. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Here today, talk about one of the craziest ideas I have heard in quite a while. Harry and I were going to stream about it today, and we were going to make fun of Nep behind his back, but we decided to do it in front of his face. Nep, good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Do you know what's crazy? I can just about tell that intro is AI.
At first, I thought you meant me, and I'm like, no, I'm real. I'm real. Yeah, it's a little bit of AI. My drone skills aren't good enough yet to somehow fly one through the metaverse and all that.
Nep, a little dig before you start to dig me out. So.
No, I appreciate that. So Nep, you have been doing some content recently about how you are buying every card that Sorare makes from now on, or something like that. Can you walk us through a little bit of this strategy that you have? I know you have a lot of content. Actually, very little of it is on your Sorare channel, I noticed.
Do you know what? Hold on a second. Before we get into this, right? I was speaking on stream just yesterday how disappointed I am with Harry, Quinny, Laird, Sorare Alex, Simply Alex. Like, you guys are the face of Sorare, and the amount of uploads you put out is shocking. Okay, so don't be putting that on me. Right, I'm a FIFA content creator with Sorare as a side gig. You're a Sorare content creator, and I'm very disappointed. Every day I go onto YouTube, I wake up, I get into my office about 8:30, and I go, right, what's the new Sorare news? And I get presented with Harry's videos from 3 weeks ago. I don't need that.
That sounds like a YouTube problem, not a Harry problem.
New. What, you have to tell me the question again.
Where did this idea come from of buying every single card, and why do you think it's a good idea?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a terrible idea. First of all, like, it's going to cost me a lot of money. The idea came from it was I had thought always for a few years. I mean, I've actually said to you, Led, in old shows that we've had together when we was with maybe PSU fans and stuff, that if you had everything else is a bonus, right? So you can kind of like reasonably sell it off or get rid of it without the fear of like, oh, what if I need it? What ifs? And I've always had that idea, even with MFL, of just completing it. And at that point, you feel so settled in yourself that everything that you get can be sold off. You know, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out in any particular way. So I've always had that in me. This particular one came from Sorare splitting leaderboards and streaks and removing rares from having their own individual streaks. Made me just not like the rare. I think you watched the video. I've heard you talk about it a few times where I was speaking on like the rare stuff, and I didn't like the route that they've taken with that. So I'm focusing entirely on limited. And then when I kind of looked at how much I spent last year, my return on investment, there was a website that took your CSV data and told you how much you had made and whatnot. I was in significant profit limited last year, not rare or super rare, but in limited I was. And I felt like that was surprising, because limited was always the whatever, I'll just do what I've got and what, you know. And so I was like, damn, there could be some real good value in playing limited hard, like really going for it. And then they added the collection missions and the wheel spins, and I just thought, you know what? Who says no? That was it.
Quick question before I welcome everyone else in. Have you thought about the amount of time it will take to spin the wheel 1,300 times?
No, I'm up to like 1,500 spins now, but it's not as long as you think it takes, because once you click spin, you can press spacebar and it instantly does it. So it will take a couple hours, I reckon, to get through it. Like,
thanks everyone for coming in. Rascal Masaki was first in. It said, no, you should not, which I believe was in reference to the should you buy every card. I didn't get that one in my my little meld studio here, but Ryan was in. They're collectibles, complete the set, just maybe not at an inflated launch prices. And then Limpy said, no, but it is good content. Nep, do you think it's going to be good content?
So I just actually want to, yeah, I think it's going to be insane content, by the way.
Okay.
The two things that you mentioned there. First of all, about the set, right? Set is one of the really dominant factors as to why I'm doing this. I have multiple viewers that have spent very little or no money that rinsed Sorare during set, right, during the World Cup. And it's the anytime entry that does it. And I'm like, damn, how did you do it? And they're like, oh yeah, just like this was a strat how I could get like every player. And one guy won the $1,000 or what pounds or whatever 2 times with base cards, right? Like he didn't spend a penny. He didn't even have a hollow or a shiny or anything. He just had the base cards and he won it. And I thought, damn, so being good at fantasy football does actually matter. So if you have everything in limited, those prize pools are pretty good. Like you'll far surpass what you spend if you're good. Now that's going to be my test. And on that note, in the whole thing of time, I hadn't considered it initially until a couple of days ago on stream. Somebody had said, oh, like we're going to have like 24-hour or 48-hour streams over the weekend. And I was like, what do you mean? And the guy was like, oh, you're going to have to put in like hundreds of lineups. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, I am. I'm actually gonna have to be there for this, you know, like I can't go out. I can't, you know, I'm gonna have to be there basically from Friday night until Monday evening. I'm divorced at that point for those few days. So
the good thing is that the mobile app is perfect for it, and I'm sure we'll have no problems whatsoever. So you'll be fine. Anyway, let's see who else is here. Balta is here. Daniel said criminal that this isn't with Nep, which agreed. Victor said, Nep for sure will be watching from the chat, giving his insights. Nep is in the chat, actually. Hold on.
I am in the chat, yeah. I was first.
Cryptography said, Harry won't like the tactic. Laird will be indifferent. I take offense to me being indifferent. I have a very strong opinion about this. Pico Player, what's up? Bring Nep or we riot. So I think we're okay. Sorare Juju said, you should buy every rare card since limited is too expensive in comparison. Let's get in. We'll get into that. There's Nep coming in first. Bronze. Buy every card from some teams seems valid, but I don't think you need all the teams, especially in leagues where multiple games happen at the same time regularly. You guys are basically just going through everything that we're going to go through. Philly Dilly said, short answer, no. You should buy every card at super rare.
That's stupid. You can't use them in streaks.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can, yeah, but you don't really get much. You get the rare.
Plenty of utility.
Equivalency for
plenty of utility. But what if this is more of a success than anyone can imagine, and he breaks Sorare? Are you concerned that you're going to break Sorare?
So, do you know who Boss Fella is?
Yes.
So he only came on my radar like the last couple of days because he's putting out some fantastic like tweets and such. And I tweeted where I'm at currently with like the percentages of the leagues that I've bought.
Yeah, you're the outlier dot on every one of his.
Yeah. But he responded saying like, this has clearly had an impact on other people because the number of people that have got a lot more cards this year compared to last year is way higher. So if this is successful, first of all, I think Sorare are in trouble. Like I genuinely think there's a lot of really high quality managers out there that can take advantage of this. But I also think that Sorare aren't in trouble because it will mean that even the absolute worst bottom feeder player is going to go stupid price again. And I also really think we are teetering into the realms of goalkeepers going back to the old goalkeeper prices where they are such a sought after commodity because there are far less of them that are playable than outfield players, that people are going to miss out on even being able to do this because the goalkeeper prices are just way too high.
Okay. That was a lot to get through right there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Sorry.
How many people do you think are going to copy your plan of doing it for every league?
None.
Okay.
Maybe Pranksy just to prove a point.
I don't know if Pranksy wants to buy that many limited cards.
Pranksy wants to buy everything.
Pranksy, I believe, is going with the very traditional uniques and set.
So I am doing it wrong. Fair enough.
He's buying everything that you are not. All right, let me go back. Why are you trying this with every league, as opposed to just picking?
Literally FOMO.
Okay.
Because if it works for one league, and I've missed out on the other leagues, I'll just be livid with myself.
I like this question as I'm trying to catch up. What are you going to do if they release winter cards with bonuses on them?
Yes, so like this is a great point of where we're at, because those special edition cards come with not only a kind of higher price that you can buy them or sell, like, sell them for, but they also allow you to enter into competitions that you otherwise wouldn't be able to, that have really good rewards. So my plan is, and we can get this into a bit more detail if you want to, like over the next like 10 or 15, 20 minutes, whatever. But my plan is to play streaks, play in-season leaderboards, or like arena, whatever. We're not calling it that. We're just calling them streaks, leaderboards, and arena. You guys know what I mean when I say those things. I'm going to play in-season leaderboards and classic leaderboards with these in-season cards. I will still have so much left over that I will be able to farm, like my good friend Laird here, the arena. I saw your arena success the last couple of weeks. You've been doing very well, especially in rare. Congratulations. And I'm just going to bank essence so that when these special cards are in the crafting pool, I'm just going to rip craft after craft after craft, which will A, give me entry points into these special edition tournaments, and B, give me the ability to replace the initial base card that I bought with the special edition card that I've won.
Every time you describe something new, I'm just like, how does he have 40 hours in a day? And and I don't want to say that everything you've said makes sense to me, because it doesn't. That doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this, because I've kind of popped into a few of your streams as you're explaining it, and I'm just like, okay, that all makes sense. And then I like stop and I'm like, wait, I don't know if that makes sense. And then I can't, it's so much that's going on that I feel like there is an inherent safety for Sorare in all of this, that most people can't do this. And not for the budgetary reasons, but just the time.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So it's almost like you're in a bit of a good position here, because you can just rinse it all you want and they don't have to worry about everybody doing this. Somebody asked me yesterday, or there was kind of came up in my Discord, of why do you need every player in each league?
There's two reasons. Like, the expected value of the wheel, so getting the tickets are valuable. And what I've found actually over this last couple of days is I'm trying to bid at like really reasonable spots. I'm not overpaying. I'm bidding at reasonable spots. And because I'm bidding at reasonable spots, every time I lose an auction, I'm usually the second guy, which just gives me a free wheel spin, which is great. The second reason is because the collection missions require first owner cards this time around. And I think there is an insane amount of value there that people are just overlooking on having, like, I think it's 46,000 essence, 6 keys, 8 stars, and 2 icons per league. That in itself and the wheel spins are just going to return like anywhere between sort of like 10 and 30% of my spend per league straight away.
As somebody who doesn't even look at collect missions, that's new to me, so thank you for that. Sura Juju kind of commented that the clues are capped at 50. Are you concerned about that?
It's why I haven't spun. Yeah, it's why I've got so many wheel spins right now, because I've got max clues. I'm just waiting until the 27 cards are in the crafting pool, so that I can start using the clues to get me the best versions, which will again return a lot more value. And then once I think the will expires before the top 4 leagues are in the crafting pool.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. And so basically, as I spin, when I hit max clues, I'll craft. Then I'll keep spinning. And every time I'll spin until I get to a point where I've got a lot of essence, max clues. But with the collection mission rewards, I don't have to claim them. So I can wait until everything's in the pool to claim that essence, those stars, those cards, and the clues. I can just hold them. They're in a bank. They're in reserve.
What's
I've got a
the
question.
You were thinking about
there.
doing it, Led, aren't you? I can see it on your face. You're like, yes, this is a great idea.
so? I think it's a. I was about to say I think it's a very good idea, but I'm definitely not saying that. I think it is. It is worth considering for people who want to do all of that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm not one of those people. Not because I don't like Sorare. I don't even know if I like anytime entry still as a gameplay. It's obviously better.
That's crazy.
But I don't. I mean, I'm the going outside guy. So and like that's what I do on my weekends. Like I try not to have myself glued to my computer or my phone. Certainly not my phone if it has to do with Sorare. Harry, what league are you buying first?
Well, I've actually bought. This was done. Well, I haven't bought the league like Nep, but
That's what I mean.
I've brought 5 cards from the SPFL.
So how many do you have left? 684 or something?
9,400 and no, actually, I had a
Think
question.
how many
for
wheel
Nep.
spins that is, Harry.
I know. To be fair, I've done one. Like I've done 10 wheel spins basically in rare so far, which is I don't know if it's an achievement or not, but I've not got too much from it. But what I was going to say was, with all the crafts that you're going to do, assuming you have every card, kind of once crafts start coming in, like, are you going to sell those duplicate cards? What's the plan with those?
Yeah, absolutely that.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy because it like for example, I was talking on stream today. I have Zinkenagel that I crafted 2 months ago. In that moment, he was worth about £200. And I was saying to myself, but he's gonna like win me the top streak 93 times between now and the end of the season in 5 weeks or whatever. And I don't think he's done anything for me in any single thing. If I already had him and I crafted him, I would just sell him then for the £200 that I could have got for him. Now he's worth £100. So it's like by owning everything else is just profit. And even if it's £1, it's a £1 profit. But if I got a player worth £1 and I didn't have them,
You'd keep it.
Yeah, it'd be like, well, you never know. Like, what if Barcelona are like, this guy's the next guy? Do you know, like, and so yeah, it just kind of takes it. For me personally, like, my mind works in a way where like I need everything to know that I can. I'm not. It's not about fear of missing out. It's just like opportunity cost. Like, so long as I've got it all already, I'm not missing out by getting rid of this thing. So yeah, I'll just sell every craft. Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because that thought process was basically what I took on for the World Cup set. Having previously not taken set serious at all during like Sorare 26 because I was playing pro like we all were. But because I didn't think the pro side of the World Cup, gameplay was great. I dove into set and I did go overboard from what realistically should have spent on it, if that makes sense. I hit the 1,000 once, I hit the 100 like 3 times, didn't cover my profits at all, right? Spent a decent amount over that. Didn't deposit for it. I'll just say like it was just money that I had in my Sorare account, so like it is what it is. Well, I won it from Sorare 26, right? But yeah, didn't profit from it. And I had that mindset you just said then when you were like, my brain works in the sense like I wanted everything, if that makes sense, to where there's no excuses left on the table. I have every card. It comes down to, which you said earlier on in the stream, sorry, you were like, it just comes down to being a good player or not, right?
Yep.
And I think there's a really fine balance to strike. And I don't want to compare the World Cup to the the Euro League in that sense, but as far as having I basically had every card. I didn't have every like legend or anything, in the World Cup. I had a couple of decent ones. I didn't have Messi, Kane, whatever, right? But I had at least a bonus card, like a shiny of everything, easy. And it still weren't enough for me. I missed out on the 1,000 by 3 points for the second time. It was like I got really close to hitting it 2 or 3 more times. Anyway, it didn't happen. And I just worry that like having everything actually like works against you in a weird way psychologically. And I'm not doubting you necessarily. I'm just going off what I felt in the World Cup.
He should doubt.
He's definitely doubting you.
No, I would doubt. No, I don't even know if it's doubt, but like it just gives me the heebie-jeebies knowing that I have everything and the only thing between me and winning things is my own ability, not lack of like owning things as well on top of the lack of ability.
Yeah.
And it's a weird dynamic. And I didn't I liked it for World Cup because it was great. I could play like a 5-man stack each lineup, each lineup because there was a game every game slot and whatever, right? But a lot of the time that works against you having it because, I heard you mention it on stream earlier when you were like, everyone just had Messi and they played like the 4 players that played now, and then everyone played Messi who's playing like a day's time. But I wasn't doing that because I had so many players to play before Messi. I felt as though I could, jump that step before playing the Messi, right? So it's like that dynamic is so fascinating. And I don't know, man. I think it's like, I'm from a content perspective, Jesus, is going to be very interesting. Very, very time consuming.
My experience on
it's
set
interesting.
should give you a good insight into my experience on how this is going to go. I spent £450 on gems and spent every gem that I earned during the World Cup promo on more packs, and I didn't hit the £100 even once. So I'm obviously share the game, and that's going to feed into a lot of what we've got going on for here. What I will say, I spoke a lot today. I figured out a lot today about what I think one league is a really good space. I think every league is probably too much. I think one league is a really good space. And I'm by no means encouraging anybody to do this because the theory of something is always a lot easier than the reality of something. But it's going to cost me around £1,200, maybe £1,300 to buy the entire SPFL, every single player. I'm nearly there. I've got like 10 more players to go. With what I'll get back from the collection missions, what I'll get back from the wheel spins just dedicated to those, and then what I'll get back from playing outside of the streaks will almost cover everything that I spend in theory across the whole season, because you don't just get those wheel spins and those you don't just get like the 5% collection score guaranteed on everything. You don't just get the collection missions. You get guaranteed 4 lineups in season SPFL every single week. You get guaranteed 3 or 4 lineups in Classic All-Star or in-season All-Star. You get 1 or 2 lineups in season under 23 guaranteed every single week. And then you get entry into the OG arena with, when it's cap 260 and you've got everybody, you can the cap 260 is specific to the SPFL. You can pick just SPFL players, and you got to imagine that you've got the best of the rest. So okay, that doesn't guarantee you wins, but you're going to be able to enter 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 lineups at 300 essence per pop and have a realistic chance of winning every single arena that you're in, or at least getting enough that you're returning on your investment. And that's where the essence bank will come up. Then when you introduce the streaks on top of that, the amount you need to earn from the streaks significantly decreases. And when I look at how impactful people were at set, look at yourself, Harry. You said you hit the top score once, you hit the £100 several times. I've got so many viewers that have been super, super successful, free to play or spending anywhere between sort of like $100 and $500. With anytime entry and with teams as good as Celtic, Hearts and Rangers, for example, if I can't hit that top streak even once, it's not because the strategy was wrong. It's because I'm a shit manager. And that's
the scores aren't there.
The scores are there. People have done the numbers. The scores are there.
Yeah,
over and over and over. The scores are there.
Have a look at the Scottish thing. It's like one average 80 in every game or something. It's nuts.
Yeah, but like so people have gone through, like, for 460 points. You got to keep in mind, like, I saw a lot of like dialogue around, sets was easier, or set was easier because you had the holo, which gave 5%. Well, that's your in-season bonus.
Not necessarily.
You had the shiny that gave 5%. That's your in-season bonus. The holo that gave 10%. Well, that's your collection score bonus. The rising flame that gave 15%. Well, that's your XP bonus. Like, you have those bonuses built in at limited level. So to hit, I was going through my old scores where we didn't have any time entry, and I was kind of like hedging bets to try and get the best in streaks earlier today. And it is unreal the amount of times I was hitting 420, 440s, 460s, 500s, 510s on these like suboptimal lineups. So although I'm not sitting here saying like the top streak is going to be super, super, super easy, I do think pushing up the line consistently is going to be reasonable within having every single card.
I think the important thing to remember is that you need 460 at a very
that
specific
point,
time. Yeah, like it's not just like, oh, I need 460. Like you have to get up to that level first. Have you put anything in your head of like which leagues will be easier versus harder, just in terms of literally hitting the top streak?
Not really. I think La Liga will be the easiest. I also think League One will be very easy, because it's obviously, I had a lineup, I don't know, game week like 35 or something, where I had Walt Zaire Emery as my PSG midfielder, and Vitinha and João Neves didn't feature in that lineup at all because I wasn't sure if they were going to start. But with that, like both of them started and they both scored 80 plus points. With anytime entry, Zaire Emery, who ended up with like 35 points, would have been one of those instead, and I would have hit a massive score. And I think just looking back through my own scores, like I can't express how many times I had 400 plus points, which means getting through stage 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get to those final two stages where it will be difficult, I don't think will be difficult when you own everything, because you're just going to put the best 5 in on 4 different lineups, and it will be hard to not hit them.
But what in those 4 lineups, the scores might not even just be there. That's the big thing I think with this is like we all know different leagues score different averages, across different teams, right? But there's certain leagues where scores just aren't there. Players just don't score very well. And never mind when you, like what Laird said, when you need them in that specific moment. And people were saying they're like, in the chat, something like, it was for, like, you're comparing the World Cup to like over a season. It's nothing to do with length of time, guys. I'm not like disputing that, the fact that like I didn't make my money back in the World Cup type of thing. It's nothing to do with that. It's more just having the choice paralysis every single time there's a game on, and having the pressure, knowing that you've spent X, I've got 300 odd days to make it back, quote unquote, or whatever. And if I'm the pressure of that, you might not feel pressure, and that's fine in that sense. But whatever degree of pressure you feel definitely has a psychological effect on your lineup building, because you don't want to miss out on games. It might be St. Mirren at home to Kilmarnock. Like every rational person would go, not every, but most people would go, the scores just probably won't be there, but I'm going to play a lineup anyway because I'm on the first streak. Happens all the time in the World Cup, And I just think
absolutely take on board what
psychology is tough to overcome, I personally think.
Yeah, and the psychology will be a big part of it. And St. Mirren against Kilmarnock, that needs to be a game, or like with 2 forks in the road. Either a game where I choose to play the OG Arena and just try and farm some essence off of it, or it's a game where I know I've already hit the streak this week that I'm on, so I've got next week's games in lieu, and I can play one of these stacks as one of my lives as like a buckshot. And if it fails, I know that next week I've still got Celtic against Dundee United and Rangers against Falkirk. I'm calm. But you're absolutely right. Like those are going to be the struggles. It is like knowing when not to play rather than trying to play every game
is more important than playing.
100%. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not necessarily doubting you. I just think the general person.
We can both hear in your voice.
I'm doubting the whole by the whole league aspect of this. Like you're doing every league. Let's just condense it down to one league. I still think that'll be really, really tough. No harder than like having like 3 teams, because 3 teams ain't going to do it, right? We know that, because there's just not enough teams to rotate through and get up quickly enough. You can do it, but you know what I'm saying. Like, to do it efficiently enough, you do need everything. But then I think you having everything, or anyone having everything, then like pulls you back into where like you're back in the trap again, type of thing.
Yeah, and you are absolutely right. Here's what I'll say: I don't mind being the martyr for the community to try this. To see,
I mean, works. There's no, like honestly, from a content perspective, it's gonna be groundbreaking. Genuinely, if you are going to be streaming over these, over the weekends and stuff, it's going to be unbelievable. There's not a part of me that doesn't want to like not tag along off it, but just do it for content, not the whole every single league, but just smash one league out and see how it goes as an experiment. I don't own any limited, so like it would just be like a fresh thing if I was to do
So-
something similar, you know?
So think about this, Harry, right? Ignore how much you spent on set.
Mhm.
You effectively did this on set
In-
just with the World Cup
Agreed.
instead of a league,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Now imagine you got to that £1,000 streak, right? That top streak, you can earn £1,000, or you can go and buy one player in season at rare level, captain them, and get a 40% boost on that reward. Now you've made £1,400 back. Would you be in profit then? Because you could sell that player again afterwards. You don't need to hold on to them.
True. No, fair. But like that player'd have to be a fucking good player for me to buy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it'd have to be
it'd
somebody
be like
that
a
you
Bruno
would,
or something.
you'd
know what
have
I'm
to set your lineup and then
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
which one of these is my captain? Okay, I need to go and
Right.
buy them in rare, hope that I hit the reward, get that 40% boost, and then sell them afterwards. And then you could also play one classic rare and get another 5% on your reward, right? So now all of a sudden
for
you've
sure.
increased your reward significantly at depending on how much you buy and sell the in-season rare for, you've increased your reward significantly at no cost.
Also, it depends on the XP of that classic card. Like, I'm not playing a low XP classic card there. It's just not happening compared to like
for
your
sure.
in-season.
I think
limited,
you've
you
got
know?
like pretty insane
I do have
classic
decent.
though.
I have decent. Yeah, I don't have any much like 15% like max sort of like Yippee Ki vibes, but I have a couple of like Kimmich 13%, for example. Like that's
All
probably
of a sudden, Super Rare Lamine Yamal makes his way into hot streaks. You know, like
to be fair, he's not even that high. He's like 11, I think, sadly. But no, I do get your point. Like I'm look, I'd love to see it work for you. There's no part of me that like wouldn't want to see that. Like it doesn't affect me whether you do well or not. Like I'm not the type of person to, like be like, come on, Nep, you're gonna f this up. Like I'm like, I want to
My
just see
wife
this
is.
happen. Like I want to see it. Like, I
you
want to
give this
listen.
up. Like, yeah.
No, like it's super interesting. I can't sort of knock you for that at all. But I'm like, I might not feel this way had I not played the World Cup, see, Nep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a part of me that like, yeah, maybe my inherent doubts or the conservative side of my brain is like just alarm bells because of that experience. Even if I'd even if I'd like, when even if I broke even in the World Cup, I'd still feel the same way. It's nothing to do with the money I lost in the World Cup. It's all to do with knowing I had every card, knowing that like I felt pressure to play basically every slate if I, wherever. I missed some, obviously, because I just didn't feel like it made sense to hit the top streak with Switzerland, Colombia, whatever, right? But it's just all there. I'm really interested to see how you like, how you just live in that moment. That's the part that makes or breaks it, basically. Like you said, or we said, it's literally what you don't play, game wise. It really is.
I want to go just comment earlier. Harry was talking about how he was like concerned about whether there are just enough points to be scored in certain leagues. And that comes from somebody who doesn't even play the K League. So like, I think there is a concern score wise. Do you think that there's going to be a point, Nep, where you look at that and you say, actually, this league might be better for leaderboards, and you almost like switch your priority to there? Sorry,
so
Arena.
So I won't be doing MLS and K League when they become Sorare 27 because of the timings, and I also won't be doing J League this time around just because their games kick off a lot earlier, and I don't have a lot of the other leagues are in like the same sort of window of time. I think my strategy anyway will be using the mid to lower teams to hit 1, 2, 3s whilst playing the Celtics and Rangers in the leaderboards, unless I'm maybe on a last life or something, and then using the Celtic and Rangers style clubs when I hit the 4, 5, 6 streaks, and using the lower league teams in leaderboards just for whoever best odds is, and then in the OG arenas and the kind of like classic competitions. But yeah, if there is a leaderboard that is quite clearly untouchable unless you get some like literal perfect, like, okay, you've picked the left back that's never played a game in his life and he's just come in and ripped 100. How could you ever imagine, sort of thing? If there's those leaderboards that are so obviously difficult to hit those top scores from, I think first of all, Sorare would adjust that because they want people to hit the top scores. They don't want people to think, well, I literally can't hit it, so I'm not going to buy the cards. It's like, it's negative for them. So I do think they would adjust the score totals if that was the case. But if that was the case, whatever I thought was the ceiling, I would just play to there and then like have a buckshot again at the next one above and just have to like accept the fact that I was running 4 streaks instead of 6 streaks.
How many? So there was a question earlier, basically like, how are you going to decide what to put in the classic comps? Because obviously, or classic or the arenas, meaning the small room arenas, because you have to make that decision before you play streaks.
No.
But I think like, have you considered how many lineups you're going to have each weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be hundreds. Yeah. You don't for the anytime entry arenas. I can wait until the lineups are out, play my streaks, and then go to the anytime entry arenas. For the leaderboards, however, like I will play Celtic and Rangers players in the leaderboards, but what I will do as like a mental kind of process is be like, right, my in-season goalkeeper will be saved, both the starter and the backup. So I'm going to have to use either a in-season goalkeeper that I don't anticipate playing in the streaks, or a classic goalkeeper. And I've got an extensive classic gallery, so I'll be okay there. Then let's say it's Celtic, right? So that, you know, their expected back four is Tierney, Cameron Carter-Vickers, or Scales, Johnston, and then Austin Trusty. So from those 5 defenders, I only need 1 for the streak. So I'll preserve 2 just to make sure if Tierney doesn't play, I'll have the backup left back, or I could choose Cameron Carter-Vickers as the other person that I didn't play. You know, and obviously if I know that they're injured or suspended or whatever, I won't preserve them. That means that Johnston, Scales, and Trusty can go into leaderboards or into the other anytime entry arenas. And I'll basically just work that process of, I'll kind of like segregate off the players that I think I will need for the streaks, and then put the rest into leaderboards. And what will end up happening is, because you can only field 4 teams in leaderboards, right? It's only 20 players. And if I'm putting a classic in each of those as well, it's only going to be like 16 in-season players. And I'm going to have hundreds of them. Like, I'm not going to be shy when it comes to putting the teams in for the anytime entry, no matter who I put in the in-season leaderboards.
You have your subs too.
Yeah, have subs, but I have a lot of classic Celtic cards already, a lot of classic Rangers cards already, a lot of classic Hearts cards already. So I'm basically just going to be putting the best of the rest in there, and I'm still going to be left with a healthy amount. And then the other ones, so like I say, if I preserve let's say I preserve 15 Celtic cards because I'm just really unsure of who's going to start. Once I've put the 5 into streaks, and I might even choose to play 2 Celtic lineups in streaks, you know, if it fits, if I've got enough players to run both at the same time, I would. Anything that's left will then just go into OG anytime entry arena, and because I'm putting Celtic cards in there, I'd expect to succeed there as well, you know.
What's the plan at the end of the season? Do you just vault everything?
No, you're out of your mind. Vault was the biggest rug pull from Sorare since I don't even know when. Vault is last week.
Yeah, well. Wait. What did they rug?
Oh no.
Well, you used to so first of all, they're increasing the cost points at least of rare this season, and then I believe limited to come. That wasn't.
We don't know that about limited.
We don't know, but they did it in rare. They're not going to not do it in limited, you know. But also, I used to be able to put a lineup in Premier League in season, and it would count toward my streaks, and it would count towards my vault. Now, one of those is gone, and there was no prior warning, and there was no kind of indication when vault came that this would potentially be the case. So I'm very frustrated with vault. I think because of the changes with it, I really think that they should offer everybody a one-time only option of unvaulting everybody. Some people would take it. Some people would, I don't think it should be something that's common, because then people will manipulate it. But I think under the circumstances of the changes that have been made, I think people should be afforded the opportunity to unvault everything. At the end of the season, I think the idea is to not vault anything and keep everything. In my head, I will win significantly more than I've spent, and it will allow me to do this again next season, exactly the same. And by keeping every card and not having it vaulted gives me even more strength with classic cards in all of the other areas of the site.
Do you anticipate this to take all of your time? And I say that meaning what happens in October when FC27 comes out and you have to make 800 Sorare lineups?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, right now I have the luxury of time. Like FC26 is like by all accounts dead. The new game doesn't come out for about another 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks. Like football's not even here yet, so buying the cards is the thing that takes the time. Like it's going to be really interesting this weekend when we get the Croatian League, the Austrian Bundesliga, and the SPFL. That's going to give me an insight into how much time this is going to absorb. What I've kind of already told myself internally is if I miss games, I miss games. Right? There's plenty of games. Like, unless it's like I'm on a last streak in a league and I'm like, right, I really have to like know what I'm working for here and knowing how to take advantage of this. If I miss games, I miss games. Similarly, and this is more of a personal kind of desire rather than, you know, maybe it's on the cards depending on how this next season goes. I would love to do Sorare full time and drop FC down to my side gig. So if I'm successful enough with this and I can yield enough from Sorare, yield enough from the Sorare affiliate, have Sorare pay me more, like, you know, like get enough views from social media that it kind of funds me like FC does currently, I would drop FC in a heartbeat. Like I'll be like, yeah, screw this. This is my new job. And at that point, it doesn't matter, does it? Like if this is my full-time gig, I'll do it full-time.
Do you have any burnout strategies or anti-burnout strategies here? Or do you think it won't happen?
Yeah, it will happen. I just won't turn it on. I just won't turn it on. Like,
are you going to play set also?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Set's free money. Like, how could you not? Set, I probably will yield more off of set to cover the losses of pro than I will off of pro in the first place.
I think we're all going to hope. I think that's everybody's plan at this point. You're really going to do that as well? I sit here. I feel like a father who's like, I think you're stretching yourself too thin.
Yeah. So two things, right? First of all, set for me, like, you know, Harry was talking earlier about the pressure of things. I don't care on set.
Okay.
I will just put a 5 in and be like, these are 5 sit cards. I've got 5% bonuses on them all. I'm winning the lottery. This is great. But also, this is something that sometimes has been detrimental in the past, but that I'm going to try and use some of my advantage over this next season is I'm not playing set and pro. My community is. So the onus really is on them to be like, Nep, this guy is on fire right now. He's just started taking set pieces and penalties for his club. Make sure he's in your next streak's lineup. And I'm going to like crowdsource my lineups on stream. So then if it goes right, you guys, that's great from you. You told me what to do. I get the financial benefit. I get all the money back from it. That's great. And if it goes wrong, it's not my fault.
Yeah, of course.
So like, you know, that is genuinely part of my expectations and plans over this season is to be like, guys, it's Sturm Gratz against Whack Pellets. Who the bloody hell do I line up? And then somebody go like, oh, mate, yeah, you've got to put this guy, this guy, and this guy, but don't do this guy because he's had an Achilles problem for the last 3 months and he's probably going to get subbed off after 12 minutes. And they'd be like, thanks very much for the info.
We just got a notification that the first boosted early access drop is happening in, that says 3 hours, but that's not right either.
Is this for the boosted cards for the scores for a few weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, I won't be getting involved in those.
Why not?
This is about return on investment. I will not buy any special edition card. I got roped into those, was it J League and K League cards, you know, the special edition ones. I got roped into everything that they've released, the Scream cards, the Halloween cards, the Ballon d'Or cards, the lot. And it never, ever worked. So I'm not doing it anymore.
So like when you say you're not doing it, are you just going to wait to do it or?
Nope. Not doing it. Just not doing it.
You don't think it's worth it? these like boosted cards early on?
Definitely not, because like,
Okay.
even if they gave 20-30% point bonus, if you're already, imagine you're already over the limit and you're like, damn, that 30 points bonus that this guy that I just paid $200 for was pointless. You're just gonna be like, well, what was the point? Like, there's no value out of that. And if he scrapes you past that level and you're like, nice, I overpaid by $100, he scraped me past the level, and then you check where you're at on the leaderboards, you're like, what's that worth for me? Oh, $6. Like, no, just no.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get the score bonus so that you can score 500 when you only need 460. Really feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
The bonus is only 5% as well for stars and icons.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And 10% for reserve, roster, and key players.
10% bonus on your 27 points. Great. Nep, what do you think is going to be the hardest league to actually complete, collection-wise?
All of them. They're impossible. They are impossible.
What are the hardest? What are the pain points there?
When a play like Sorare are just really slow to update transfers in and out, and then they also have to update the collection missions to kind of combat that. Like,
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, I need to buy 3 cards from Salzburg, and then I have completed the Croatian League. Yet I have only completed 1 team full of players. Like, the other cards, like some of them literally were never minted. Some of them had 1 mint, and a few of them had a handful of mints. And it's impossible to get those cards for collection mission purposes specifically, because you need them to be first owner. So like, there's no point me buying these cards off of these guys that are like hiking their prices up because they've got one of an exclusive card. What I found funny, though, what I found interesting is some of the players that are expected to transfer out are starting to go for ridiculous prices because people are trying to complete the mission, not because the player is good or they want to use it, but because they have to complete it. But I feel like surely Sorare are going to adjust the mission expectations to reflect the reality of the team, maybe after the transfer window's closed, but they have to adjust it. They can't leave it as it is.
Wasn't that kind of the point of collections, though? So that if they had these, thinking back to your Adama Traore Barcelona cards that you keep trying to get, like, isn't that the point of not correcting it later?
Yeah, if you didn't lead people into rewards for collecting cards, then that's your personal choice, then fair enough. But when you're saying, hey, complete these 10 teams in the SPFL or Austrian Bundesliga, or so Croatian League, and you'll get a star card, and they knew full well that that wasn't going to be possible, we're going to have a fight.
Yeah, it seems pretty bad. Have you figured out how many cards it'll actually be in total?
No. I think Josh did for me one day. I think it's like 5,000 or something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right. Hypothetical. Negative Nancy coming out again. If the next like 2 or 3 weeks of like streaking, like with whatever league comes, I know we've got SPFL, whatever, Croatia this weekend, whatever comes back the next couple of weeks before like the big main league come back, and it's not like going, not saying you have to hit the good streak in that time, but like just to say you're really struggling for whatever reason, will that deter you from going all in on the big leagues?
Oh no, I'm committed now.
You're done?
It.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm committed. It's going. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I respect that. Yeah, the whole strategy for me, I know I've just said I hate the choice paralysis, like I experienced in the World Cup, but I do think if someone wants to try this type of thing, by that I mean like just having everything, set is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because you could just do it for cheaper, obviously. And my kind of not worry is, but like, let's say, set keeps the 100 and 1,000 like they did for, the whole of their existence. The set has been out. Like, are the limited streaks that much better? Really, is kind of my, like for like, like what you spend versus, what you can win. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if set was like 100 at the max, I go, you know what? Like, obviously, 1,000 to 100, or I know you can do the rare bonuses. you know, it can get really funky with or like really good with the 2x and whatever. But like, because it's like, you look at the big numbers, it's like 1,000 for like SPFL is 500, I think, isn't it? You know, it's less than set. You know, it's just interesting, isn't it? It's like, is it that much better knowing that you have to accumulate all these cards? I don't know.
I think it's a fascinating proposition of like, and it's something I've talked about a lot to people. Like, if you have a low budget, even though you don't own the things that you buy in set, you get more value out of set because, like, just like you say, you get those 5%, 10%, 20% cards. It's also fair to say that the anytime entry is more luxurious than it is on Pro. The rewards in a lot of the leagues is going to be better. And you treat it as a game. It's like on FC, you buy the FC points. You're not hoping to open a pack to be able to sell that player on for a significant sum or win something with him. You're just hoping to get something good to use, to play with, and to enjoy. And that's what set gives. And that's why I think for me, like, the pressure on set is a lot less, because I don't care if I don't win. I'm playing to have fun. I just enjoy collecting the cards. Like, I got so far. I tried so hard to collect everything in the World Cup colors set, and I was like 15 players short of all of the players, and I got like 2/3 of the way with the holo cards and halfway with the shiny cards, halfway with the holo cards. I only got 2 legendary cards, but I spent my money on silver packs rather than gold packs because I thought they offered like better value. And at the end of it, when it all shut down, I was like, that was fun. That was it. That was fun. That's all I felt. Like, I enjoyed that and it was worth it. But if you spend that same, like what I spent, £450 in Pro instead, and you're left with these cards that you spent £450 on that are now worth £45 and you only won £100 in the meantime, you're sitting there accounting failure. Like, you're looking at failure and going, well, that wasn't successful. And I think that, like, on that note, I think Sorare have struck absolute gold with set for sure for those reasons.
The other thing with set, though, that I just kind of forgot but remembered, obviously, for Sorare 26 sets, Winter and Stellar, so obviously it's champion set. Like, it's not a single league, which made it on the surface of things a lot easier, right? Because you can pick PSG players, Prem players, Bruno, Rod, whatever. Obviously, World Cup, we had, you know, teams, whatever. And obviously now we've got the summer camp. It's at MLS and random teams who have utility. I wonder what they do. Do you think they'll bring out another, you know, champion version, if you know what I'm saying? Or do you think they'll single league it? Like, what do you think?
I think they'll single league it.
Do you? Oh.
Because it will give them the opportunity to extract more, like, money per customer.
You're like fractionalizing everything effectively.
Basically, I wouldn't be like, I genuinely have no inside info. Led's shaking his head there. I wouldn't be surprised if they went single leagues with it.
I think single league destroys set. If they do single league, I think they only do Prem. And they would have a Prem one and then an everything one. I don't think that they can. I think the number of people who will play single league, I'm going to offend lots of people at this point, so I'm not even going to pick a league, but one of the smaller leagues, single, like, nobody's going to play that. It's not worth.
Just say the Scottish League.
Your word's not mine. Nep, did you think at all about, instead of doing every league at limited, doing 1 or 2 leagues in rare?
No. Like, obviously, like, the thought crossed my mind, but the thing that turned me off instantly is that I can get a limited card on the first tick of an auction at £1.70, depending on Ethereum, like pennies or twos above. But at rare, it starts at like £4.20. It's almost 3 times more expensive, the entry cost into the bottom cards. And I know we've seen some outliers of rare cards that have gone for the same or less than limited cards, but I will pick up those limited cards when they're more respective in value to where they should be, like, regardless of where the rare is. I think if I had every card in rare instead, not only do I think it would cost me more than 3 times the amount of limited, it would only win me 2 times the amount and wouldn't give me the ability to enhance my rewards. It's not like I could go buy a super rare and get another 40% bonus and then sell that super rare off. So I think the the efficiency behind it is significantly worse.
I believe it. I didn't do the math,
get
but I
the
believe
min, I get the min bid type of argument. My rebuttal would be, don't even bother buying them in limited. It'd be my thing, because like, yeah, they're collection pieces, but once you get to the 5%, I think anything beyond that, for me, it's just like you're just into negative type of territory in that sense, because you extrapolate that then across every team. There's a lot of £1.70s there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't know. What's the equilibrium? Like, where does it stop? Where it's like not stupid, but you know what I mean? Like, just excessive. I wonder if it is a 5%. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're not detrimenting your gameplay, because you've got you can't get any more. You know what I'm saying? Like points.
Yeah. So when it comes to the limiteds, I could probably get these cards that I'm paying £1.74 for maybe 70p eventually.
Right. Yeah.
I assigned that £1 differential to the wheel. And to the collection missions.
True, fair.
Whereas once you start getting to rare, the wheels EV doesn't increase enough, and the collection missions rewards don't increase enough to the point where buying that, because the rares that you get for £4.20 as first tick will also be about 70p, right? For just buying them on manager market. So now I need to make up £3.50 per card from the wheels. Now there is certainly like a thought process behind just buying all of the expected starters of a team and then getting yourself to 5%, even if it's from the secondary market, and not including the wheel and not including the collection missions. But also then not having to have everything first owner. You could probably reduce that cost price of the rares significantly to where it might be worth it. I couldn't be bothered to figure that out, so I just carried on.
No, yeah, it's quite a hard thing to figure. I don't even think you can really, because the wheel's been so hard to factor in, if that makes sense, right? I'm even looking at the collect missions now for SPFL rare. You don't even win like a 5-star player for the max level 10. No, it's a 4. I didn't know. I was just looking.
Yeah,
literally 4 stars. That's a lie. No, sorry. Yeah, you do get. They've like mixed the missions up compared to limited and rare as far as where they're like located. So they're the star and icon one. Yeah, you do get, once you get 15 cards, you do get a 5-star. You get 4-star for the collect 305 cards from the SPFL, and then like reserve, and then big club.
I just don't like. I think there's more value in using a classic rare and buying an in-season rare for a high streak than there is getting double rewards on all streaks.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
that's fair. I want to go back because you mentioned it at the beginning, and it's something that when I heard this whole like buying every league for streaks, you touched on, and somebody commented on it also, just like the value of the collect missions and the wheel spins and all that stuff. And it's obviously the ROI opportunities go way beyond streaks and way beyond streaks and leaderboard. Does all of that depend on having everything, or can you get most of the stuff without getting literally every card, or do you just, are you really being kind of compensated for degenning into an entire league?
I think for the wheel, you can get a lot of wheel spins without needing to own every card, for sure. I think when it comes to the collect missions, the rewards in the first half aren't worth your time. Like 10 clues, maybe 1,000 essence, maybe some XP. It's not worth it. You kind of want to complete the missions to get the stars and icons to like, and I don't know this for sure, but if the stars and icons aren't attributed to the same league that you're getting the collection missions from, you have a real chance of hitting like an MLS or a K League or a J League star, which you don't want, but you also similarly have the chance of hitting a Premier League or a La Liga star that could cover up. Like, imagine if I hit Lamine Yamal from the Scottish Premier League star card, that will cover off probably most of the league. Now all of a sudden I don't even have to play and I'm still kind of in profit.
For the record, we fucking riot if that happens.
I agree. It should be dedicated to league.
Is that possible though, Liv?
I've already had viewers that have picked up MLS collections and got J League. One of my viewers got the MLS card for collections, and it was a Scottish Premier League card. And one of my viewers got the J League maximum collection mission, and he got an MLS star. So at least for Sorare 26, it's not league specific.
Sorry, I just want to be clear. I very specifically meant Yamal from SPFL.
Oh, yeah, you'd be raging. Wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd be raging. Yeah. But
anyway, sorry.
If it is league specific, that's even still great, because if I'm building out the entire La Liga setup and I'm getting two icons from that La Liga level, that effectively means I don't have to buy two of the icons, because I could just sell those ones off when I get them. And if that's Jude and Mbappe or Vinny and Lamine, like, there's not going to be too many like icon cards there. Like, they are going to be the best of the best. They're going to have significant value. So I think to answer your question there, like, I think you can do this without, like, I think you still get a lot of value out of the wheel spins. I don't think the missions are worth it. I think at that point you might as well go and buy everything on the secondary market and just run the streaks and leaderboards, rather than also trying to like extract out of the kind of bonus rewards that you get.
Let me see if I can pull it up here. So the worst prize basically from the wheel, I guess it's all the clues, but let's say it's like you're most likely to get 100 essence. How many wheel spins you have? 1,500?
Right now, like 1,500, yeah.
Jesus. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, that's, oh wait, that might've been, I'm sorry, that's the golden. 50 essence, so cut it in half. Does the essence you accumulate just from the wheel like possibly pay? Like, I guess it all just depends on what you craft.
So we, like, hold on, Josh sent me some numbers before.
Josh did a spreadsheet? No,
like he just did like some kind of expected value numbers based on the percentages of what you get.
Yep.
And it, like, we worked it out to 100 wheel spins. Was it 100 or was it 300? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was 100 wheel spins it was 300, because that's how many wheel spins you would definitely get from buying the SPFL, because, you know, you would definitely get one for winning every card. The 300 wheel spins would equate, 100 wheel spins would be about 50 or 60 pounds value. And that accounts for essence, the expected chance at hitting a star card, and the market credits. But also, like, the reason why it comes up to that sort of value is because the clues with the essence give you a better chance of hitting the better cards out of the crafts. So you just get a little bit more value there.
So you're not going to just raw dog every craft from now on?
No, on the contrary, I'm going to be saving my essence as much as I can for when those Scream cards, or, you know, these cards that come out with the bonuses on them, right? If they're in the crafting pool, I want to craft them, not to use them, to sell them.
Right.
Because it will come back as part of like the return on investment, right? So I want to make sure I've got as much clues as much essence as possible, that I can extract as much out of crafting as I can.
So I'm going to change one of the questions from the live chat a little bit here. If having every card in a league is optimal, is having 2 of every card in a league twice as optimal? So you can play hot streaks and leaderboards with the same cards. Same players.
I think if you were brand new to Sorare, yeah, if like, let's say you're like Pranksy V2 and this comes up on your timeline and you've never played Sorare before, and you're like, holy crap, this sounds like real cool, I'm going to get involved. I think it would be more optimal to have 2 versions of the stars and icons, for sure. But if you played the game for a long time and you've got even a small, let alone medium or extensive kind of classic gallery, I don't need 2 of everything, because I already have all of these guys in classic that I can take advantage of without having to buy the second one in season.
But that doesn't help you with leaderboards. Like, what if you wanted the Celtic stack in for your 5th streak, 6th streak, and for the leaderboard? Or you just
have to do that.
pass? Well, you can't if you only have 1.
Well, sure I can, right? Because you can put a rare classic in. So if we're talking about the 6th streak of leaderboard, I'm buying a rare in season for both of those teams.
Okay.
And I'm using a rare classic. So now I only need 6 limited in seasons for the leaderboards, which leaves me space for the Pro, which leaves me space for the a Celtic stack in the leaderboard. But also, if I'm on the leaderboard, if I'm on like this fifth or sixth streak in Pro, I'm not worried about the leaderboard because the top prize there is nowhere near as valuable as the top prize in the streak.
How confident are you? I was going to look up the name of it, but actually, let me see if I can pull it up here because I just want to make sure I use the appropriate term. And obviously, we're changing the names of everything lately. How confident are you that you will? They didn't even include it here. You'll hit the Golden Throne score or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Oh, I won't. Yeah,
you won't even go for it.
Yeah, I'll go for it. But like the plan is like, if let's say I hit the sixth streak, and there's still a few games left, I'll just stack those teams for the golden score, and then because I would have hit the streak, I will have the week in lieu. So for the next week, the first couple of games on offer for that particular league, I'll try and go for the golden score. And then when it inevitably fails, I can then go straight back down to the bottom streak and still use that next game week. So I think Sorare added that in to try and encourage people to miss a step of going back up the leaderboard where it's a bit easier. But I think so long as, and again, this is where the benefit of having everything is like if the last game of the week is Coventry against Ipswich, and it's like, do I want to use this for the golden score? Hell yeah, I do. Because like I'm not going to hit it if it's Arsenal against Coventry. Like I might as well just put these guys in and see what happens and then restart again afterwards anyway. So I don't think I would be surprised if anybody hits the golden score even once across the entire calendar.
That's fair.
It's 110 average, which is
stupid. Yeah, it's stupid.
What do you mean? We get 50% captain. It's not that high, Harry. Don't be so dramatic.
Yeah. Sorry.
I almost don't believe that this is Andy Black asking this question, but he said, I truly appreciate the new ideas strategy here, but do you have any concerns for your mental health? Feeling obligated to play every fixture, crafting, selling, churning, my mind would melt. I believe his mind would melt, but any concern?
Yeah, a lot, yeah. I don't know what to say. It's something that I just want to do, and I can't satisfy that itch until I've done it. And I get really attached to things until I don't, and then I find it really easy to just let go. And so if in 3 months' time this just isn't worth it, I just won't do it. Like I said, I won't log in. Like I will log in. I'll carry on playing the Premier League and the La Liga and the leagues I give a shit about. I just won't do it with the other leagues. I'll just stop. Yeah.
There you go. Easy enough.
Yeah. And people would be like, what the hell do you mean? Like, you spent so much money on it. And it's like, yeah, like for example, last year, right, I wasted like the Pro League, the Belgian league, man, when Sorare gave those market opportunities where you buy any five cards and you get a chance of another card, and it looked like that was a bit like glitched and it was just giving out these insane cards every time. I spent an obscene amount of money just buying, the cards right now that would go for £2 or £3. I was paying like £15 a card because if I hit that Hans Vanaken, oh Jesus, like that was worth it. And I did. I hit like a Shrevers who ended up having a terrible season, but in the moment was worth like quite a significant amount. And I hit a Kukobo or the goalkeeper. I can't remember his name. And in the moment, I was like, this is great. As the Pro League season went on, like Promise David was just injured all the time. And all of these guys that I had bought and worked towards to have my best lineups, it just didn't work. USG took a while to get going. Who was the goalkeeper for Club Rouge? He got injured like 24/7. And instead of me kind of like doubling down and buying their replacements and carrying on the strategy, I was just like, whatever, I've signed out. So I would log in, I'd look at Belgian Pro League, whoever was at 90%, click, submit, I was out again. If I hit a reward off the back of it, happy days. If I didn't, I really just didn't care. Even though it was cost. And that's what I say, like, my wife is like, if it doesn't work this year, can you stop? Like, we'll see. Who knows?
Harry, any desire to follow this path?
not as like regimented as what Nep's doing, or like complete as what Nep's doing. But yeah, I'd love to go on stream on a Saturday or Sunday for 8 hours and buy my way into a streak, if that makes sense, with the limiteds. Like I don't have to own them now. I'm not saying I won't overspend or whatever, but I'd love to be like, okay, there's 7 game slots today, lads, in fucking League One or whatever. Can I climb 4 streaks? Can I climb 5? Or what, whatever the goal is of the stream. I'd love to like microdose it. Is basically what I'm getting at. I don't think I want, to go deep into the trip. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to, just a mellow 8 hours or so now and again, or whatever, 6 hours.
What
Whatever
happens,
it looks
though,
like.
Harry, is if
Go
you
on.
try that and you literally hit the top streak, and then you're gonna like, oh my god,
I missed out.
I have to do this all the time now. Like,
I mean, yeah, I mean that would be the upside. If that was possible, I'd love to be able to say that that could transpire to be a thing. But no, I will try it in some ways, but then that could be like, well, I've the excuses then if I don't hit is like, well, I didn't go all in. Like that's my issue. Like what you said, right? You kind of got to go all in to give yourself that clear sort of path of there is no excuse other than I'm just not that good type of thing.
Yeah.
Or the scores aren't there. Like there's multiple, there's things that it can't just be all on you because at the end of the day, yeah, we're picking the players, but the players still have to score points.
Yeah.
That's just the brutality of this game. And yeah, no, I will microdose it for sure. And then I'll see if I'm
going to steal that, by the way.
What's that?
Microdosing something.
Yeah. I just made that up on the top of my head, to be honest. But no, I will. I will try it in some ways. I don't know what league, but I will give it a go.
So what I'm doing is microdosing this over 1 season instead of over the next 10 seasons.
True. No,
so I'm just trying it for this season, and if it works, like that's great. I'll just microdose it into the
it's
season.
like a short to medium term. Little dose.
The 5,000 card microdose. So Nep, there was a question much earlier in the chat, which I kind of laughed at, and I'm still kind of laughing at it. But what happens to Sorare if this really works?
Like the honest answer is they go off. There's no downside to Sorare here because I know like the easy thought process is, oh, if he's successful here, loads of other people are going to do this and it's going to cost Sorare an arm and a leg. But if even 100 people try this as well, there's no more £1.70 cards. The guys that are £3 become £6. The guys that are £10 become £20. And Sorare are like, thanks very much for all the money. And that's it. So if this works, Sorare are like, hell yeah. Now everyone wants every card. This is great.
Sorry, I was already designing the "We Are So Back" thumbnails that we did. I feel like not the only thing stopping me from doing this, but I think the only thing stopping me from doing this is time.
Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, like it will cost me, depending on the prices of the big 4 leagues, somewhere between £25,000 and £35,000. Like people just don't have that budget initially to start with, and 1 league is going to cost, like especially for the minor leagues, you're probably looking at around £1,000 to £1,500, and then for the major leagues you're probably looking at around £3,000 to £5,000, depending on when you buy the cards, when you're happy to go to the entry point, and how much those cards are going for based on everything. Like I think anytime entry is going to explode the market this season, right? Like when Man United play Coventry and Bruno Fernandes is in the starting 11, how many people are going to that insta-buy market to be like, yeah, I just need him. I'll pay triple, quadruple. I don't care. I'm about to win £100, so I'll pay £700 to get him into my team. No problem at all. There's the time is a massive factor, but I think there's a lot of risk for me here financially, right? If I am genuinely just shit, I'm like, this is going to be a nightmare for me. I'm going to be sitting here at the end of the season going, holy fucking shit, sorry for swearing, what a waste of money and what a waste of time. And that's why I think the community aspect of this and like the streaming side of this, like it's what I can take out of it as a positive in spite of the results. Like even just this last week of me streaming this, it's been great fun talking to people. It's been like people are so invested in what I'm doing here, and it's really good having people come in and be like asking these questions that you guys are asking today, and not only me having answers, but sometimes me not having answers and having to think about something that I hadn't considered. Like it really helps me as well. Be like, oh damn, I'm like making a big error here, or we've discovered something and actually, wow, there's a lot more value to this than I thought there could be. Like I think that just so long as at the end of the year I'm not tearing my hair out and fighting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes into my chat that has something to say about this being a failure or what, like, or whatever. Like, so long as I'm coming at the end of the season and going, man, remember that time where we was like half a point away from hitting that top streak with a Coventry or something, and having those memories like that'll be. I'm not going to say it will like be entirely worth it, but it will be a big part of like that is a big part of why I'm doing this, because I just genuinely enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey.
It's okay to do something for fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's expensive fun, but sometimes
Yeah,
sometimes fun
yeah.
is expensive, man. It happens. Do you have like a requirement to have everything by a certain date?
No. Funnily enough, I was looking at the timings of the major leagues. Most of them don't kick off until the 21st of August, and then the Bundesliga like a week after. That's still like 4.5 weeks away from now. And so that's when they kick off. And so long as I've got enough of the kind of smaller teams to be able to work through those first few streaks, and I don't even mind missing out on the first, like, I don't mind missing out on the top teams. Like, I still don't have any Sporting, Benfica, or Porto cards. I will happily let that ride for 2, 3, or 4 weeks before I buy them, because I've got enough already to be able to play, and that's a part of it. So it's not about getting it as quick as possible. It is about getting it as efficiently as possible. And I have already made mistakes with that. Like, for example, I just didn't pay attention to the fact that there were Europa or European games like today and tomorrow, or today and tomorrow, Thursday maybe. And so I was kind of like, man, Sorare's doing really well. Like, why are these like Dynamo Zagreb players like just on a steady climb? And someone was like, yeah, they're playing tonight. I was like, for fuck's sakes. I was like, so all these guys that I was buying for £1.70 that are now like £3.50, if I just wait 2 more days, I can get them at £1.70 again, because people aren't trying to get these collection bonuses in and stuff. And so I've already made mistakes, but I'm not in any rush to complete anything. I'm happy to take my time with it.
Even though inevitably the ROI clock is ticking?
Yeah. But like, so here's like, I've explained this like a few times on stream, but I spent £32,000 at the start of Sorare 26 buying everything before a board being kicked. About 2 weeks after, the exact player cohort, let's say, that I had was worth about £17,000. I did not make £15,000 in those 2 game weeks. I'm absolutely okay in missing out on a bit of ROI if it means that if it means that I is way lower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
Especially with the increased, obviously, streaks and leaderboards for the first 2/4 weeks or whatever we've got going on. If you're willing to sort of wait till that tipping point kind of happens, and you don't need to buy the portal stack because they haven't had like a good matchup in the first 2-3 weeks or whatever it looks like, you could probably be a bit, not stingy with it, but you could save a little bit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You're better off doing this 2 months in. Like, wait till that second international break, then do this, and you're winning. But then I'd miss out on 2 months of content, and I can't do that to my fans.
You're also gonna inevitably say, I'm going to wait, and then right when everybody's like, okay, now's the time, they're like, we've got special editions, and everyone's like, never mind.
Yeah. Well, so it was funny. Like, there was a player today where one guy was in my stream was like, oh, I'm going to wait until like nobody's interested in him and then buy him. And I'm like, all it takes is like 3 people with that same thought process. And then they're like, oh, he was £15, now he's £10. So you'll bid 12. And the other guy's like, no, I'm going to bid 14. And the other guy's like, I just want him now. And then he's straight back up to where he was in the first place. And you might as well just bought him 2 weeks ago at that same price.
There was somebody made a comment in my Discord today. It was like, they were asking, like, did somebody move or something like that? And it was like, no, why? And it's like, oh, their price just took off. And somebody was like, I think it's literally just 2 idiots trying to beat each other. Like, that's all it takes. 2 people want the same thing.
Yep,
the,
that is true.
the only issue with waiting with some of these sort of leagues, like for the first week or so, whatever, like if someone does just go off, like
Yeah.
they just don't come down in price, do they? Until they don't go off, type of thing, and
Yeah.
people are sick of them. But then there'd be ones where you've bought them and they weren't expected to go off. They then jump in price. Like the first few weeks, everyone's just trying to figure out, oh, that guy used to be on pens, now it's this guy. Well, that's why I personally I love buying like a game or two in, generally, just because I know more. Like preseason can only tell you so much. Last season's scores can basically tell you nothing for the most part. Like so many things are discovered in that first couple of weeks that, and on top of that, maybe you've like especially with the big players that don't perform. Obviously, you're gambling on that they don't perform to get them cheaper. Like there's a yin and yang to it. Like you can't get them all right.
For every player that you overpay for, and they plummet in price, there'll be a guy that you bought that wasn't even on the radar, that maybe got a transfer or something that absolutely booms. Like for me, Skoras last year in the Belgian Pro League, I won 2 of him from those like stupid market opportunities, and I was like, how dead is this? I was about to vault him, and somebody said to me, oh, he's actually just transferred. So I kept him, and I finished first place in the Belgian Pro League like 3 times, I think. Never maybe once in the first division, but I think in the second and third division mostly. And he was always my captain in those victories. And it's like, this was a guy that was worth 10, £8 as a rare that has now got a transfer and has become insane value for me and has actually been one of my better players. So for every guy that you buy, that's like super expensive, that you're like, oh my God, like he's just not hitting it and he's gone down. You'll have those outliers. And that's why like buying early has value to that degree, because you can look back and be like, oh my God, he's worthless or whatever. But then look at all those guys that have got those sick transfers. And I do think a lot about like the Portuguese league and the Dutch league, where you get a player from Ajax that's on the fringes that goes to like, I don't know, like
Norway or something
either or even within the same league, that just goes to like not a Twente, for example, but like a Ardu Den Haag or something, and like all of a sudden they've gone from this fringe player at Ajax to the star man at this mid team where they're just on everything and they're bagging 80-90 points a game, and you're just like, that's it, that's the one that I want.
No, 100%.
Have you started using XP yet?
Yeah. Not a lot, but it's because I'm nearly at the cap now, so I have to kind of spend it to preserve it from hitting over the cap. Yeah,
right. Because I imagine there are players that you have, some that you're going to want to boost as quickly as possible, since XP is basically a timeline now.
Yeah, it is. I like, obviously the first XP boost is a 24-hour timeline, and then it's a 7-day wait, and then it's a month wait. So I don't personally think there's like a huge rush to get the XP on players, especially because those first streaks are so affordable in terms of your points, that I'd rather wait until I've got a lineup. Then once I plug that lineup in, can I boost them? Yes, brilliant, I will. No, okay, don't worry, I won't worry about it. I don't want to just start going plugging XP on every single player that I probably will never use, because I think eventually there will become a point where I want that 10,000 XP to boost that guy from level 9 to level 10, where it will be impactful. And if I've spread that over, 50 guys that never see the light of day, well, like what a waste. Yeah.
Scosmo said, what about waiting for that international break and sweeping up galleries who are fed up for cheap? You won't need first owner if you have everyone, right? But then you don't get any of the collect missions.
Yeah, and that's the collect missions and the wheel spins are only important in the early stages, I think, because there's so much more value in those crafts with those clues in the early stages, and there's so much more value in getting a star or an icon from the collect missions in the early stages, whereas 2 or 3 months in, you're better off doing this not first owner. You're better off doing this through the managed market, and then maybe using like the special edition cards to get the bonus on the 5% collection score, because you can, like, some of those special edition cards that don't play, people, like, they were the same price as the DMP version of the card anyway. They were like 50p, but you got like a big boost in your collection points. So I think if you wanted to emulate this, even on like a lower degree one league or whatever, and you just don't have the budget, just wait till that second international break, and I think that's a really good entry point for something like this.
How aggressive are you going to sell cards? Meaning, that was part of the ROI. If you craft something that you already have, then that one becomes extra? Or you're just like, yeah, 25% or 75% of the floor and whatever? Or are you going to try to be a little more?
No, I'll probably put it on whatever the floor is. I'll just put it around there. Yeah. I'm not trying to like give cards. I can't remember his name. He used to like, he was one of the whales, and he was apparently like one of the richest families in the world. Like, was just like a relative or son or something of one of those guys. And I remember he would just have 10 weeks of rewards that he just never claimed, and then he'd claim it all at once and just list the cards like 50% floor price. I don't know if you guys remember his name. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I met him.
I was going to say Harry knows him.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
I can't think of his name now, though.
I just used to look at
was it Duke or was it Flow State?
Yeah, it was
one
Duke.
of those.
Yeah, it was
JR
JR Duke.
Yeah. And I just used to think, what are you doing? Like, you're selling £100 card for £50, and yeah, you get the insta sale. But if you listed it for £80, it would have insta sold as well, or on £90, it would have insta sold as well. So I'm not going to like give things away.
Yeah,
but I'll certainly try and like get the value out of it as quick as I can. Yeah.
Halligan said, I think you'll fail streak 3 way more than you think. It's no joke, and most team stacks aren't going to hit. Do you think you're going to do team stacks for the most part?
No. Yes and no. It will be a good mix. Like, I think there's I had a few people in the stream today and yesterday and the day before and such like talk about how La Liga is going to be so great because there's so many start times for the games. And I don't think that's a positive, like, because then you're kind of forced into stacking, or you're giving yourself the opportunity again of getting DMPs. I like the leagues that are going to have a bank of games 3 times during the weekend, because you're going to have lots of options and you're going to know what you're doing. And when there's a bank of games, like let's say Bayern and Dortmund and Leverkusen all kick off at the same time, I will probably have a Bayern stack, a Dortmund stack, and a Leverkusen stack. But then I'll also have a 4th team that is a mix of the 3 of them with like favored options. And, like a Grimaldo and a Kane and a Kimmich. And then Leverkusen have got the best game against a weak team, so I'll put Flecken in goal, or whoever the goalkeeper is at the time. Like, so I will stack and split at the same time to try and take advantage of it.
What happens if it's a total failure?
Yeah, mate, nothing. I just go again next year, I think.
Yeah,
if
okay.
It's a total failure. Yeah, just refine it, learn from it, and improve on it.
Well, so I don't think it's going to be a total failure. That's very much tongue in cheek. But do you think you'll be able to recognize why certain ones worked and why certain ones didn't? And do you think time will be the reason?
Yeah, I did like last year, as I say, like spending £32,000 on cards, and then 2 weeks later being like, they're literally worth half of what I paid for them. That was a gut punch. I was like, like, don't do that again. And I've tried to learn from that this occasion. One of the biggest problems last year is like, I bought a lot of the one of Arsenal cards. I bought the one of Ousmane Dembele. I went like PSG. I think the PSG rare team cost me almost £10,000. Like, they were the biggest outlay. And in the first game week, I lined up the 5 that were like predicted to start and I thought would start, and like 2 of them didn't start. And it's like, well, PSG they just cost me over and over. Whereas this year, buying those PSG cards, you get guaranteed the starters. So I'm okay with that. But that was obviously a rare level as well. But I think, yeah, last year, like the learnings were how hard that initial purchases were. And I've like, when this year I've been bidding on so many cards. Last year was first auctions and then just instant buys, because I was just lazy and I'm like, whatever, I win it back. I was just arrogant and thought that I could do it regardless of the price. I don't mind paying £10 more for a guy. I'm going to win £1,000. It doesn't matter. This year, like, where I'm bidding on so many cards, and every time I click on a card to bid on them, I see their price graph. I'm just almost like subliminally learning market trends without even having to learn market trends. And I keep noticing 48 hours after the first mint, they're at their low plateau, and some of them spike and some of them drop, but that's usually based on preseason performances or transfers in or transfers out. But for the most part, it's like, 48 hours after they're dropping, and then I'll see some curves start coming up, and it's like, okay, they've got a game tonight. That's why people are just overpaying. So I will just leave that team alone then for the day and go back to them again tomorrow. So it last year was a massive learning curve with that regard for sure.
You were talking about buying cards early, and then 2 weeks later you looked and you were like, don't do that again. Literally, you said that, and in my mind, the don't do that again was just don't check what they're worth again. Like, not don't buy the card. Just like, oh yeah, don't check. Don't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's the same then, isn't it? If you don't know, then it's...
Right. Harry, you going to buy limited cards? You going to do this?
Yeah, I'll microdose some. They might not stay in the gallery very long, but they'll be there for a bit, maybe.
Because you're a non-limited streak hater. Here you are talking about it. Harry hates hot streaks. Hates it.
Yeah, I don't enjoy them. I enjoy, they were fine last year because they were built in one day. You couldn't do anything about not playing them. You played them because it was part of the leaderboards, right? But now that they're separated, I love the PvP aspect of Sorare. I love trying to beat other players rather than Sorare.
So I have a question for you then, Harry, because I was looking at some of my past scores today to see kind of like what's the how easy is it going to be to kind of like push up through the levels and stuff. And there was one game week where I literally had like 550 points or something, like the golden score, and I was like 200th on the leaderboard. Like, how is that fun? I won some essence for a score that obviously I would have had to be at the right streak at the right time, but for a score that would have nailed me a way bigger prize. Like, how is it fun?
It's not fun in limited. No, I'm not gonna sit here and say it is. I'm assuming that was in limited, right? It must have been.
That score was, but like rare applies as well. I had so many Premier League scores that were in like the 500 range, and I was like 17th, and I won like 1,000 essence. Oh, thanks very much.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know really how to rebuttal that necessarily. I just enjoy the element of out scouting, other players in that specific competition. It's obviously not easy at Super Rare because there's people with way bigger budgets than me, but I enjoy. I mean, I love doing it Super Rare, knowing that like there ain't that many of us in there, and I'm willing to, not so much zig when others zag necessarily, but I'm willing to not have the full Barcelona or Real Madrid stack and just hope that both of those defenders and goalkeepers lose the clean sheet, and fucking Oviedo defense stack has just won me $8,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to win every week type of thing. And I'm not saying that's doable in limited. It's just not, because there's just so many other people who would have done something similar, and but they got a bit more XP, or they, the margins are so fine in limited, and even so in rare. Obviously in Super is ultimately a different game in that sense. But even at rare, like I won more money last year from leaderboard, like podiuming, than I did from streaks. I didn't hit 1/5 streak last year once.
Yeah. So that's
I podiumed like, I don't know, but let's call it like 10 times. It was a lot. A couple times in Eredivisie, a couple times in Challenger, and whatever else. I weren't playing Prem or anything. But yeah, I don't know. That's just, I've always loved that element of the game. Yeah, we all love farming ETH back in the day, right? Which is, again, so rare, I guess. But ultimately, you were still in a leaderboard. It was joint. It was wherever. Now it's not. And I don't know. And the time aspect comes into it with the layered stuff, with the streaks. But I just don't believe. I don't believe the chips are stacked in our favor when it comes to streaks. Now, of course, you can move those edges if you, like you say, buy every card. Maybe there's things you can do to manipulate it, but ultimately, I don't think the game exists if we've got an amazing chance to hit these things. In my opinion, that's just my conspiracy brain.
I fully take on board what you say. I disagree. I think the chips are stacked in our favor. I just think that So Rare know that it's amateurs going up to the poker table, going 2-7, all in. I think they're banking on that, because I genuinely believe the chips are stacked in our favor, and I think set proves that.
There's elements. Don't get me wrong, there is, but I think for the overall player, like the average player, which I guess is like everything. And I'm saying, if you're the average, I'm a rubbish poker player. Like, I would just lose at poker. I'm not. Like it's kind of like with everything in life, right? You kind of have to be a sharp, or you're just not. And I just think I think they'll be the most fun aspect and the most engaging aspect of Sorare 27, streaks, because at any time entry, like there is elements of it I think is amazing, because I was a massive, I hate DMPs. I know you were. I turned Laird into it. You know, like we were at the forefront of the DMP talk last year, and for me, I thought it was the biggest. It was one of the most disengaging elements of Sorare 26. Now, in fairness to Sorare, they've kind of, you know, they haven't eradicated it, but they've definitely lessened, or I think they will lessen the impact of DMPs with the 2 subs. I know they're not perfect. They could be better. We all get that, but they're better than nothing.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got anytime entry on the hot streaks, which, like you said, there is elements of that. The chips are stacked somewhat in our favor, but I think will be our own worst enemy in general when it comes to hot streaks by overplaying, you know, and all those things I've mentioned already.
Yeah,
and I just don't think the average player will be able to overcome those psychological sort of deficiencies. I just don't think it's possible.
No,
thus meaning they lose.
I do agree with you. Like, you are absolutely right. Like, you're bang on with so many things. And, you know, I'm 20 minutes into Laird's video with Behab, who I'm excited to watch that, because Behab was also very much a DMP eradicator kind of guy.
For sure.
But I actually don't just think anytime entry has been huge for people playing Sorare and why streaks or pro is so valuable. I actually think it's the anytime rewards. Like, this week I played some arenas. They were completed 2 days before the game week was over, but I had to wait 2 more days to get my essence out of it to enter into another arena. And if they just closed that off and gave me my reward straight away, I could carry on engaging with the game. And I think people are really excited to hit that first streak, get their 1,000 essence immediately, go and rip their craft, and then go and build their second team again straight away. Like, I think the anytime reward is as valuable as the anytime entry.
For sure. No, I don't disagree. It's same with MLS. I know you can't go multiple lineups, but you can claim your reward, can't you, as soon as the game's done in streaks. Of course, you can't then go and make another lineup because we don't have any time entry there. But no, mate, from an engagement perspective, I think streak, like, it's incredible compared to where we've been in this game, where you set your lineup on a Friday, fucking wife's in labor on the Saturday, you don't have a goalkeeper. You know, like, at least that won't happen.
You better pop him out quick. He's starting, love. Come on.
I know. I mean, my wife popped him out in like 5 minutes, so there's no excuse for anyone, you know. But no, like, engagement wise, it's going to be tenfold any other season we've ever played on this game.
And
it's just whether.
I want to take that. So I'm going to just interject there, because I want to take that back to the thing that I kind of ribbed you to back at the very start of this podcast about. Why on earth are you not making more content? Because the engagement is there and you're not lapping it up. People want content the same way they want anytime entry and anytime rewards. They want anytime videos, and you're both slacking.
I literally stream every day. What are we talking about?
Enough.
Here?
That's not enough.
I know. Nep wants videos as well. I get it. I'm with Laird. I've streamed basically every day the last 5 days, but I haven't made a video in that time, I don't think.
I don't even make videos.
I mean, Laird doesn't make videos. We can't even
right now with you and Behab. Don't tell lies.
That was a live stream.
That was a live stream. Yeah,
it's now a video though. So
now it's a video. Yeah.
I mean, my excuse is like, I've got an 18-month-old son that won't allow me the time in this room, if I'm being completely honest with you, Nep, to get 15-minute video, whatever the time frame is.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
genuinely, like, he's sleeping right now. That's how I'm able to make.
You'll get there though. Laird can attest as well. It gets easier. It gets easier.
No, I'm praying for that day. But like, and if I can make a bit more money, Nep, he's going to daycare.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the ultimate.
Listen, you've got to invest, right? You've got to what is it? Speculate to accumulate, right? Go and buy one of everything. And before you know it, your son will be running daycare.
He's running a daycare monopoly. Yeah.
Nep, I'm looking at your Sorare channel. The last videos are 5 days ago, 8 days ago, 12 days ago.
Yeah, listen. This is my side project. Also,
I stream every day. Now. Wait there. No,
I stream every day. I upload like 4 FIFA videos a day. So yeah.
God bless you.
No,
you are right. I spent a lot of time the last couple of days making some like how to start Sorare videos. Like the tweet that I made, which even in itself wasn't really great. I feel like I could have polished it a bit better about just like how to navigate the UI. Like just like went off in like Sorare terms. Like it got a lot of impressions, a lot of likes, a lot of interactions. And I was just like, I just need to make some content around like how people should even engage with the site. And I think Sorare finally did release what is Sorare 27 thing, but I don't think that quite ticked the boxes of what people were looking for. And it was more of a promotional not promotional piece, but more of like just like a business piece, like a I don't think it ticked the boxes. So I've made a few pieces of content on how to actually navigate the site, and that when you've got an account that has lots of things on it already, it's really hard to say to someone, yeah, like just go and put a goalkeeper in, and you've got like 74 options, and they're like,
Yeah.
how do you get a goalkeeper? So I had to kind of like think about like every single thing. So yeah, my content will be coming thick and fast, and I like you talk about like you want to do maybe a weekend where you'll, what was it, microdosing the things. That stuff is like you guys, like I would say this to anyone, like you guys have to start putting that into video content. Like just use an app like Riverside or something, upload the whole thing, tell it what you want it to take out, and make a 10 or 15-minute video of you putting your lineup, celebrating or being sad about the scores, claiming your reward, putting in the next lineup. Like people are craving that right now, and it's like it's really alarming, actually, the lack of Sorare content. I know this isn't on your guys' shoulders, just in general, like the lack of people that want to make Sorare content, in spite of the fact that Sorare are claiming that 700,000 new users signed up for colors. That's a lot of people that want to watch the content, but if there's no content there for them to watch, like they're going to eventually like disappear from the game. Like they'll get disengaged with it, like they really will. So I am surprised. I do understand, like for Sorare to make content, you kind of need a budget, and that's a lot of people's first stumbling block. But especially for set, I think there is a wealth of content on offer that people aren't taking advantage of. And I'd honestly, anyone that's watching this that's thinking they needed that like kick up the arse to make that first video, do it and share it with the community, because the community is really receptive to new creators.
Yeah, so I streamed yesterday, and there was actually a fellow Welshman like myself in my chat, and he was like, I literally just made my first Sorare video, and I was like, let me know the channel name, we'll get it shouted out and stuff, and obviously did.
Yeah, banging.
And yeah, just like little thing like that. Like I can't remember the last time that somebody's done that, make their first video. Like it doesn't really exist in that sense. Which we obviously need, more the merrier for sure. Like I've got a German lad in my Discord, in my Patreon. He started making videos a couple months ago, and he posts them in the just for engagement and stuff. He posts his links and stuff in my Patreon in Discord and stuff. And it's just like, like the more the merrier. Like the only way this grows is if more and more people start making content.
Absolutely.
And ultimately people fall off. There'll be people that's rubbish at it, and that's like the nature of life, like completely fine. But at least just give it a go. If it's just been on your mind type of thing. People will sing, people will swim. That's just nature of the beast. But at least give it a go. If it's not for you, at least you don't have no regrets. Then like that was the biggest thing for me starting content 10 years ago. Like just fucking do something, because otherwise I'll be 28 and I haven't picked up a camera or edited a video, and I've got 10 years worth of regret behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the biggest motivator for me starting years ago.
Like 100%. I agree. What do you have to say, Led?
What content do you want to watch?
Podcast. What content do I want to watch? So I think you could like probably wager a guess, but I really enjoy theory crafting. Like like one of the things I like, actually, the what was his name, Boss Fellows, the guy on X.
Yeah.
If he made video content talking about that, people would pour in for that. Like it's fat. Like it probably gets a lot of impressions on X, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of impressions for a niche kind of social game like this. Like I think if he or somebody made videos around, even if there's somebody like if it was like collaboration with somebody who was like, yeah, I don't want to be on camera, but I'll provide you the content, you make it. I think people would be fascinated to look at the price points of this year versus last year. I think people would be fascinated to look at what the realistic opportunities were last season to hit the streaks in one weekend. Like, could last season, was there a string of games that would have enabled you to hit that top streak in one weekend? And if it was, what were the lineups? How much would they have cost? How much would you have won? And I know, like, as you say a lot, Led, and it's like stuck with me in my like kind of mental space a lot. Like, you don't get those scores. It's just about knowing that it could be done is satisfying enough to some people to be like, yep, I'm doing it. And I think there's a lack of people making kind of theory crafting content it's easy to talk about. So, and I just did it on stream today for 4 hours talking about bullshit for 4 hours. Like, there's no value in that, in my personal opinion, for what I had today. There was some good points of discussion, but I like your streams there are a bit different because you're answering questions. You're constantly like talking back. I was just doing my thing. Like I was there to just buy some cards, and I don't think there's any value in people watching that. Like, not realistically. But I do think that there is value in seeing how much somebody paid for one complete league and going through who was the top 10 players, who were the bottom 10 players, how much are they worth now, and just kind of like looking into like the data behind that. I think people are interested in that more than they're interested in you going, oh yeah, I'll go on, I'll bid £1.76.
I heard you beatboxing at one point today.
Oh, was I? My bad. It's like it's almost a tick.
That's why I tuned in. I was just going to click off, and then I was like, oh, I'll stay for this. Rob said, Nep's right here. Like, the blogs are that hard to read. It's way better in video form with someone explaining the changes. So back to what you said, the video that they put out was 100% like a promotional video.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
In fairness to myself, I do have like 10 video ideas that was supposed to be filmed like the last few days that I just, my parents were in for the last week or so. So it was like trying to get them to look after baby trays whilst I, stream, I guess, for the last 5. But yeah, I've got tons of like beginners content that's ready to just film. Like, it's not like it won't happen. It's just a case of when, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
It's tough, mate. And again, it comes down to what? Time, nothing else.
Yeah.
Where do you have the time or not?
Well, yeah, it's like your time ain't yours, is it? When you have nippers, really. But yeah, hopefully my wife's going to get a work from home job, so that's going to enable me to, just siphon out little half hours here and there of just recording time, basically.
I love the thought process of your wife getting a work from home job so she could look after the kids.
So she could not work and be there.
She's not doing that. She's not working, is she? It's not a real job. Like,
my wife has worked in a school like her entire career. And the whole concept of working from home for her is just like, it's insanity. She's like, nobody works. There's no work. And I have like a really fake work from home job. So I'm just like, I can't argue with her. Yeah. What you didn't cook dinner? Well, I was working all day.
I was working. Yeah. What do you mean? So I was going to come in now and be like, what have you been doing for the last 2 hours? I'm working, obviously. Like,
very, very hard. There was video evidence of me working.
Yep. I've been there.
Yeah. Rikomon said, I will say MFL content is way easier to make, in my opinion. I could not disagree more.
I think it is a little bit now with the records page on the clubs, which is, it's unbelievable. Just so you guys know, Ken Nelson broke the one seasonal goal scoring record for Pack to Glory last night.
I was wondering that.
Yeah. Like, honestly, he scored 20 goals in 19 games and he is fat. So, he doesn't deserve to be on the football field, let alone scoring 20 goals. So I was really happy with that. And that's going to be a great video that I make. But yeah, I think MFL has a lot of content opportunities. I explained this actually to Matthew in a few times. One of the difficulties with MFL content is that it has to be retrospective content. And by time you get there, people have lost interest. Nobody wants to see your roundup of last season. And so it does make it a bit difficult. And that's actually, funnily enough, one of the things that was difficult with Sorare content is if at the end of the season you said, I spent £30,000 and I won £35,000, and you're like, yeah, part of that was front loaded in the first 3 game weeks. All of a sudden I'm checked out. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you did it 12 months ago. I'm not interested anymore. But now with the way that they've like built the game, it's like I'm looking forward to your micro doses. What are they called again? Yeah, micro doses, Harry, because it's like, okay, I'm giving myself £500 budget today. Yeah. I'm going to buy all of the players for all of the games. And regardless of what the rewards are, I'm going to sell these players at the end of the week. What do you end up with? Are you £100 down? Are you £300 up? And what a fascinating story that will be.
You're completely right. It's just a cheaper way of doing what you've done, basically, in that sense, and just picking and choosing certain days where, it might be beneficial for me to do that or not, type of thing. Yeah, I think that from a content perspective, not only would the stream be interesting for the 8 hours maybe, but even like you said, condense it down to 60, whatever, 50, 35 minutes or whatever. And you've got a video then as well. So
Yeah.
Do you think these like, I don't want to call them challenges, but are these challenges like, do you think that they are good because they work in FIFA?
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah, there's a lot of things now you can attribute to FIFA, especially in set. Let me just check my Sorare channel, because I made a couple of videos opening packs. Obviously, I'm very familiar with pack openings on FC, and kind of like what value do you get out of opening the packs? Yeah, like I spent 100 gems and got the GOAT because I got Messi. Like, that's got 5K views for a Sorare video. Like, I've got some FIFA videos over this like couple of weeks that haven't got 5K views. Like, like that, I'm not even kidding. Like FIFA's in a bad spot. Like that's insane. And again, I understand like it required a financial investment to make the video, and that 5K views definitely didn't pay back the value of the gems that I bought. But once you've opened those gems, you then got here's what $100 of gems got me in 2 weeks on Sorare, and then you can just do a little like I've made this, that, and the other. Like there's space on Sorare, and they are going a little bit down the kind of FC route, the kind of FOMO route, especially with set. That kind of 1% signed Mbappe pack and stuff. Like, I took issue with that, and I didn't like that at all, especially when they changed the price the following time because of how quickly the previous one sold out. I thought there's a way to say, hey, we're really enjoying what we're doing, and there's a way to say, hey, we really want your money. And I think they took the latter there, and I didn't really appreciate it. And as we've had a discussion before about Laird, like, had a bit of a falling out with someone on Sorare over it. But I think Sorare are heading in the right direction with giving people the tools to make content that's fun, that is akin to like FIFA and FC and these sort of games. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because like I feel like, and you can maybe like give your input on this for both of you guys, but I feel like people are obliged to dislike the fact that Sorare want to make money. Like, but they're a business that want to make money. And of course, they also want to give their customers a product that is worth the money. But I think, you said it the other day on one of your streams, Led, or maybe it was on X. Sorare could give $10,000 to everybody, and people would still be pissed off. And like, I don't think that's a testament to where Sorare are. I think that's a testament to where people are. And that, like, I think the kind of the negative voices are so loud in the space that they start influencing people the wrong way. And I want to influence people the right way. I'm happy to speak on the negatives of Sorare, but I'm not going to be all DEFCON and be like, oh my God, they've done this thing. These scammers, they're the worst company. It's like you can see how they've gone from A to B but got D, right? Like it doesn't take much critical thinking to recognize what they've tried to do and where they failed, without it being a slight on them trying to manipulate or abuse their customer. So yeah, maybe you agree or disagree, but maybe that's a topic for another day. But that's what I feel like anyway.
I have a lot to say about all of that, actually. Ricoman said the issue with Sorare content is if you do a video about what you will do, it becomes more expensive to do it. And that kind of like ties into Yorkie's kind of questions here. How do you feel about doing the players to pick up price points and the buy times? Do you worry that people are going to copy you and miss out? And you miss out, we're showing lineups pre-lock and then people copy them.
So if I have the lineup already, I don't care if people copy my lineup. It won't bother me either way.
Certainly with the streak lineup, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it literally doesn't matter. There has been an uptick, and that boss fella kind of showed it as well on his X. But there's been an uptick in like the first 2 days that I kind of started this process, I was getting an insane amount of players on that first tick of the bid, like that £1.70 bid. Every now and then I'd have to go one tick higher. Since then, it's become a lot harder. But I don't know if that's because more people are doing it, or it's because I've already got those guys that were the one tick bids, and now I'm kind of fighting for the guys that are actually going to play football rather than the guys that are just going to sit in my club. I don't mind. I don't mind if people emulate it or copy it, because the guys that I'm buying for £1.70 that on the secondary market are 70 pence, maybe I have to buy them for £2.20 now, but then on the secondary market they're £1 instead because more people still want them. So I think, you know, a good friend of mine, Al Smizzle, a big kind of fantasy football player and in NFL, maybe you might have like known him. Like he once said to me, like a rising tide raises all ships. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about that life. Like, let's bring everybody up, because if everybody's up, everybody's up, and I'm okay with that.
I went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place with Al once.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's a very different story for a very different time. Nep, you said you would hop on for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's been an hour and 56, so I feel bad.
Yeah, I've had several messages asking whether like 6 p.m. FC content is today, because we're an hour past that now. So
we are.
Yeah.
Which maybe shows where Sorare is in the pecking. I mean, you said it yourself that you'd replace it.
I would, yeah, in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice. But he's back now, so let's stop talking about him. So
yeah, sorry.
I could hear everything.
Yeah, it's what were we talking about just before?
Like everybody, if everybody emulates what I was doing, maybe like increases prices.
Yeah. Do you, how much do you think you're gonna concern yourself with that? Like, meaning how much your cards are worth throughout the season?
As in, like, am I going to like take advantage of it and sell them because they're up?
Not so much that, but the this is what I spent to get the full collection and now it's worth this. Like, are you going to look to see what it's actually worth, or is
So
that goes back to what I was saying before. Don't do that again. Don't do that.
Yeah,
again.
like it is a little bit of that, but like, so I had like £8,200 in my wallet from what I saved from last season's games. I'm gonna kind of put in what I need to buy and make sure that once I bought that last card, there is nothing left in my wallet, so I know exactly how much I've spent. And then for the rest of the game cycle, it's about, can I get that money back? If I've spent 25, 35, whatever it may be, at the end of Sorare 27, do I have more or less in terms of cold hard cash? I don't care what the things I've already bought are worth or aren't worth anymore. It's just whether or not I've funded myself enough to do this again.
I missed this comment before. Zhao said, I would love to see some kind of guide for Sorare with 20 or 30 parts, each part on one topic. I will not do that.
Yeah, nobody will, because 20 or 30 won't even get you past the loading screen. It's going to be like 200 videos of what do you mean? What is collection score or the vault, or how has it changed? Here's another 7-minute tutorial on how to get the like for example, for the vault, you've got 4 different scarcities of vault. They all offer different bonuses in different areas of the game. But then when you vault somebody, what happens when you vaulted somebody? Are they gone forever? How often can you get them back? How much are they worth? Does that change? Does that change their price on the market? There you go. There's 10 videos already. Like, and you're like, you haven't even scratched the surface. Like the reason why nobody has made that kind of content is because it is a spaghetti junction. There are so many things that intertwine with each other that to explain one, you have to have explained several before it. And that becomes a really difficult task.
Before we go, Nep, a quick one. Sorry, nerd.
No.
As far as like, the Sorare content stuff, I know it's not a black and white answer necessarily that you're going to give me, and that's fine. Like, I'm not expecting it, but how many views per video are you like? Could you expect a Sorare YouTuber to get to where you could be like, you know what? You could make an okay living out of this, because I know what 5,000 views gets. One of my videos got it a month ago. You know, like, it's not a lot of money. I know they accumulate it and whatever.
Yeah.
But what would you say? Like, is it 10K a video that you could be like, you know what, you could start doing something here, type of thing? Or what's your number?
I think for me personally,
not for you, just for the average person. Like, I'm not saying it's easy to get there, but like, what do you think?
It depends on what you're leaving behind to like go into it. Like, say, like for me,
fine.
Like my revenue that I earn from FC is quite vast. Sorare has a lot of catching up to do. So for me, I would require not only probably like 30 or 40, maybe 50,000 views per video, which, by the way, I don't think is outside the realms of possibility. If you look at FPL, which is a significantly worse product than Sorare. Those guys get hundreds of thousands of views.
Yep.
I would need somewhere around there, but also like, you know, I have a coin sponsor on FC. I have brand opportunities on FC. Like these all have
the package,
like value outside of the views specifically.
100%.
Sorare does have its like bits around that side of things as well, but yeah, like they're obviously like a lot less because there's like less views that come with it. So for me, it would have to be somewhere around the 50,000 view mark. Which I don't think is impossible, but I don't think will be this year. I like if you look at the Sorare trajectory, it is increasing just very slowly over time. Maybe one day it will have that boom. Maybe it will become such a household name like FPL did that people are like scrounging around for any kind of like, oh god, this lineup's out. Like who's my best option to hit 460 points? And again, anytime entry like lends into that whole, ooh, Manchester United against Coventry. I need to go and find a video that's going to tell me the best 5 starters from Manchester United to get 460 points or 440 points. Like maybe that will be there. I think in general though, for your like any person, like it depends on like what you earn and what you need to recover from it. But I think there is really decent earning potential around that sort of 10 to 15,000 mark, not just from AdSense, which at that point is okay. I don't know what your AdSense is like, but for me, 10,000 views would be worth maybe like 50 or 60 pounds.
Yeah, that's what my 5,000. It was like 28 quid or whatever.
Yeah, which is like within the normal realms. But then once you start hitting like 10 or 15,000 views and start hitting those 5-figure numbers, it's a lot easier to sell yourself to advertisers and get brand opportunities and brand deals. And at that point, I think somebody could make a reasonable living off of Sorare. But it does also require Sorare to like, you know,
all up.
Not only that, but like, you know, MFL have done a great job of like pushing social opportunities. For me, I have to screenshot everything or write everything out long form to post about Sorare. There's no like, hey, just generate your image here, click it, and then be like, guys, here you go. I've completed a squad or I've completed a league. Here's the screenshot of it that Sorare have provided for me. Instead, it's like I have to like manually do it. And I think that stops a lot of the growth because people just can't be bothered. And then you have people that can be bothered, like your BHABs, that they're so bothered that they've written something out so long that Led has to do a podcast on it. Do you know, like, I mean this sincerely. I don't mean it as a dig to BHAB because I read through it all and I was like thoroughly enjoyed it. But most people will get through the first 2 lines of that and be like, I just can't be asked to read this. And like, so Sorare needs that middle ground of like, it can't just be a screenshot of something and 2 words of somebody going, finished it. And it also can't be a blog post that's so deep that it needs an entire video dedicated to it. They need to find that middle ground.
Yep. He's not wrong.
I was going to say something else. And now
sounds like I am wrong because there's silence.
No. There's nothing to say. Like you are bang on.
I was going to say something and I didn't write it down and then I forgot. Oh, one of the ways you can get more people to do content is like their videos. And I noticed there are like 200 and something people watching right now. And there's like 60 likes.
I like it, Led. There you go. Tell you what, after as well, I'll switch onto one of my other accounts and like it again.
Man of dignity right there. Show some respect, everybody, please. My God. Anyway, Rob said FPL is a lot of theory crafting. It's just engaging, and the user base is in the millions, which Holty was saying earlier, how boring FPL content, excuse me. I don't know how people watch. Like, I don't know why so many people watch so much FPL content.
People just want to, like, people want to top their, like, so some people just want to top their league for bragging rights, but there's a lot of like backdoor paid leagues that people are just desperate to win because obviously there's money on the line. The thing that kind of got exposed with FPL content a lot last year is that they all use this same site that kind of like AI, not AI generated, but kind of just generated the best picks and was like, this is the best for this time. And then everybody just regurgitated the same information. Where Sorare has an advantage over FPL is that somebody might be on a 360 streak and somebody might be on a 440 streak, but they're both using the same game and they both need the same kind of like interpretation of what the best options are for them. And at that point, you can't just kind of get a one size fits all answer of, yeah, just pick these 5. At that point, there's some nuance to it. And I think there's an opportunity there for people to kind of step in and offer that nuance to people, like whether it be league specific, club specific, game mode specific in Sorare. Like, I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to get involved. But I mostly think that set is the closest to FPL and Sorare as that segue, where like I didn't make as much content around set during the World Cup for like personal reasons. I wanted to make more and I just couldn't. But I'm very, very, very surprised more people, especially Andy Black, given his profound love for set, didn't make significantly more content on it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I know why I didn't, but yeah, no, I get it. Cam said, think watch-alongs are where the content is that for Sorare, like Mark Goldberg, but niche games. Goldbridge, excuse me.
Goldberg, you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna basically age myself here, but I don't know why people watch. Like, I get the concept of watch-alongs. I've never watched one where I'm like, this. I know why people do this. That's all.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, Harry's talked about the kind of mental state and the kind of psychological side of things, and I think people just enjoy company, especially people that are lonely, maybe because of circumstance where they live, or you know, maybe they're just like a teenager in a broken household or something, and it's their escape to watch football with their guy. Like, I think that's where a lot of it comes from. Company is like the biggest thing.
That makes me feel really bad now.
That's just maybe that's me projecting a little bit, to be fair, because I used to watch content a lot because I just struggled in social situations, and you know, like building friendships was difficult for me at a younger age, and so I used to watch a lot of YouTube and such because those guys were my parasocial friends, right? So I enjoyed their company more than almost anything else. And the crazy thing, and this is what a lot of people kind of learn as they grow up, and kind of, you know, the old kind of phrase like never meet your heroes, is when you're watching your parasocial friend, you just get the best version of them all the time. Right? You just do that, and you're just like, man, this guy just shits gold, man. He's just brilliant. But then if you see one negative thing, you're like, man, I knew that guy was an asshole the whole time. And it's like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think it's really easy to build a really fond parasocial relationship with somebody because you are just getting the best of them every single time.
Right.
And that's not reality. But that's why people like Mark Goldbridge and such like succeed greatly, because he's very charismatic. He's very passionate about what he talks about. And there are a lot of Man United fans that want his company.
I get it.
Mostly for a lot of people do hate watch as well for the meltdowns.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that I just it was never part of my, like, I've just never had that as a regular experience.
Yeah, that's fair. You're like a normal guy. We get it.
No. I don't mean the just digging myself deeper here. Just pull the dirt over my grave, right? We basically do watch-alongs in the Discord already, just without a host. I suppose that's true. Yeah, I guess I just never thought of it from the social side of it. I thought it was more of just the entertainment as a byproduct almost. But yeah, like the entertainment is the byproduct. It's actually the socialization that is the point. And I think I always pictured it kind of the opposite.
Yeah, no, I do think it does work both ways for different kind of niches and different kind of like categories and such. But I think when it comes to like something nuanced, it's more about, for me, it's more about the relationship and then the entertainment rather than the other way around.
Right. Do you have, like, what's your weekday versus weekend streaming experience like? Like, you on camera, like, do you find that the audiences are different? Are they more active in the weekend? Like, how does that?
Not more to time. Like, we're in summer holidays now, so the kids are all off school. But like, I used to stream at like, I don't know, 11 a.m. midday or something. and then at 3 o'clock when schools were out, you could tell instantly. It went from, hey man, what's this game you're playing? Explain it to me. I'm interested, to what the fuck is this shit, you prick? Get on FIFA. And you're like, oh, the kids are out. Like, you can tell.
That's so funny. That's so
yeah, it's like there are like obviously like you have your core community, like a lot of them are here now, but you have also a lot of names where you're like, oh, that's a name I've never seen before. Like, welcome. And like, you can, like, it's very easy to tell when it's like a stranger compared to when it's just somebody who's been around. And it is typically at evenings and weekends, you'll get your stranger danger. And then like during like the typical working and school hours, you'll just get your hardcore community that show up. I think that's true for me as well, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true for you. I suppose then that is true for me though.
I mostly end up streaming at the same time, so the new times. It's actually funny. I will, when I sporadically have to do, I'll do one later at night because whoever I'm with is somewhere in the world that, you know, it's usually a guest that not forces, but ends up being a time change. And then there will be people who come in, they're like, I watch every day, never live because right now, because usually it's 3 a.m, but like, hey, here you are. And I was like, oh, there are people out there who like, I kind of forget that because it feels like, the live chat's always active. And I always try to like include the live chat. Most of the show is just reacting to it. But but most of my views are after. Like most people who watch my videos are not watching live. And I have to like, it's always kind of a reminder of that when I do it at a different time. And then those people who watch later are there live and you're just like, oh, you know exactly what we're talking about. Cause you watch every day. You're just you don't happen to be there. That's all.
Yeah. I don't watch live on purpose. Like, even if I have got time to watch it when you're live, and obviously this week today I'm going to miss out on a show because I was here for it. But like, even if I am active when you're live, I will purposely not watch it live because I kind of want to watch it like on my own time when I've kind of settled down for the evening. I don't want to kind of like have it on whilst I'm playing or recording or in and out of the office. I really like want to listen to the conversation. So yeah, I will purposely watch your videos. Like usually in the mornings when I get up, I'll come into my office and put whatever you've got on.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't like it though. Sorry.
That's
I do like it. I just don't like physically like it. You know?
Not even a downvote or whatever.
Nah, nothing.
Dislike?
Nah.
Nothing.
And when you do say like, oh, nobody, you know, let's try and get like 100 likes or whatever, and I'll see the like count, I was like, oh, that's how many he's got. Yeah. I won't think like, yeah, let me like that. I was just like, yeah, like cool. Good job.
Yeah. You just pick it up. Oh, 38. Okay. Yeah, he's good. No, yeah. Leave him alone. Oh, well. Cam said, Harry and Quinny's deadline show is an example of people coming for community aspect. They could quite easily just check their lineups on their own, but they choose to engage with the stream. That's funny. I mean, I love Harry and Quinny. I don't watch for that. I watch for the people who are like, hey, this happened. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I pick that up.
Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah. Well, we're not liking. I actually do like that video. I think we've lost Harry.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
I have kept you guys here a lot. I was only going to come in. Like, I was looking forward to like dropping in for 20 minutes, giving my kind of opinion on things, and then listening to you guys talk about it. But here we are almost 2.5 hours later, and I think Harry's baby is now a grown man with a beard, and like he's sending him off to college, and so he's had to take his leave. Yeah,
I will. I'm going to read the exact phrase you told me. I might be able to pop in for a small cameo.
There you go.
In fairness, after you stream for 4 hours, 2 hours and 14 minutes is pretty small.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. What difference does it make at this point?
Exactly.
Although I literally have got like 6 messages in the last like 3 minutes of like, are you making the video or not? I need to know. So, he's back. He's back. Just stop talking about him again.
Yeah, sorry.
Beard's grown.
Is he married yet?
No.
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
Harry, we were just finishing. You got anything else?
No, that was an amazing convo. How long did we even go? It feels long.
2:15 so far.
Did it? Jesus, wow. Okay, I can't make a video today then, Nep.
No, you can. This is where you got to put the extra effort in, mate.
I'm joking.
Get Harry Trades involved, right? Just like go onto put the screen on, just be like, Baby Trades, touch on the screen. And that's the next guy that you buy.
That could be fun. Baby Trades decides my Sorare
my
fate,
SO5
or-
lineup. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
On that note,
Baby
actually, now
Trades.
it's 7:15.
Go on.
I think we've missed the lineups for the first European games, so I have missed
Ooh.
out on building some teams. So cheers,
set?
guys. Strategy ruined. I'm selling up for set and for just like arena or the classic OG arena.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rewards came out as well 17 minutes ago. If anyone,
Nice. I've got a bit of essence, nothing more.
Same.
Don't you have
they
a
give
lot
you the
of essence
option
at
for
times?
XP now though, if you want to swap.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Who, by the way, in their right mind, is being like,
I know. I
"Yeah,
heard you
know
say
what?
this earlier. on
Give
the stream.
give me some
was like,
XP."
I don't think it's as crazy as like you make it sound like it's the most ludicrous thing in the world, but I bet you
It
people out
is.
there will. Do you think it actually is though?
Yeah. Do you want something that has no monetary value or something that has monetary value? And the thing that has no monetary value is scaled down. Which one do you want? Yeah. Do you know what? I'll take that thing that is.
If it's
worthless
Kaylee Gessens, I'm taking XP.
over it. No, because that's where you wash, don't you? You go and take your Kaylee Essence into the arena. You wash it for All-Star Essence. You're winning.
You can. That's fair.
So I won a rare golden arena, and they're offering me 1,000 super rare essence instead.
Oh, yeah, you got to go for that.
Come on, lad.
Got to go for that.
Really? Why?
This is the new. What did they have before where they like introduced like rare pro and stuff, and they're like, this is how you like move between the scale. This is the new thing. This is a new way to play up. Yeah, progression. That's it. This is it now. All you have to do is do that 10 more times. 10 super rare cards. Pranksy Dino. That's what I'm saying.
I need the rare essence so I can keep entering more rare arenas. Like Dave Chappelle, like got any more of that rare essence. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Don't be Nep. Like the stream.
Also, don't buy every card because it will
definitely
backfire.
don't buy every card. Just let Nep figure this out, and if it works, then we'll do it. And if it doesn't, then we just laugh.
Precisely.
We told you so. Thanks everyone for coming. Make sure you get outside.